Virtual Big Breakfast, February 11th, 2021. Already underway. Everyone's in breakout rooms doing a little speed networking. I forgot to record the beginning, so this is partway through. We have about 150 people on the call, and you'll meet them all very soon. We're doing some speed networking in breakout rooms, so you haven't missed much. Stay tuned. Cheers to B&I. Welcome back, everyone. I missed you all when you were gone. I'm so glad you came back. It's so quiet here.
Does the job and it doesn't, so.
All right, everybody is streaming back in. That's what we want, because now the family is all together, just 150 of our closest friends. Everybody coming back in here. Love it, love it. I am eager to hear from you, whether in the chat or if you want to unmute yourselves. Maybe you have already discovered this and maybe you haven't. If you click on the reactions or the participants, I can't remember which because I have a different screen as the host, you will find a little blue hand, and that's your way of raising your hand. And so if you made a strategic connection, if you met someone who's going to be a great referral partner for you, or there was a great coincidence, you went to the same school or something, I would love to see that in the chat. We are going to be recording and saving the chat so that you can have the contact information of the people who are on here. But also something I learned this week that is a fun fact, and maybe not so fun if you think back on some of the chats you've had in Zoom meetings. Even when you have individual chats back and forth, when we save the chat, those aren't really private. Those become saved. So let's all use our discretion in what we're sharing with each other on the chats so that when it's saved, of course we can edit that out, but we don't want anything awkward. I see that several people have raised their hands. So Josh, tell me who you met in your breakout room and how that went for you.
It's not a new connection, but April Coote. I've met her before. She has visited our chapter, but we just got to talk a little bit more about possible connection that we can make us together. So it was really good to hear that and kind of talk about that for a minute.
Great. I'm glad it was a reconnection for you. Amy Lonergan.
You met me. I met with Nick Ferrante, who's a mortgage broker. And I think that what might lead me to lead since I'm doing a real estate closing. So I'm happy to meet with him again.
I love it. Good. I see lots and lots of you raising your hands. We're not going to get to everybody, but let's go with Shannon Powell. Who did you meet?
Sure, mine's kind of a unique one. We're a nonprofit, and James Neal might be interested in volunteering. And as we're 99% volunteer run, we'll take everybody we can get.
Absolutely, you will. That is great. And how about Erica Finney? We're going to hear from you later too, aren't we?
You sure are. I met such amazing people. Louis is going to introduce me to an awesome plumber that he knows. I am going to introduce Julie to all of my commercial real estate network, where I know architects and designers. She owns a faux floral plant shop. And then Michelle, she's an independent insurance agent, and I do restoration. So hopefully we can be a partner to her when her clients are in need.
I love that. I just love it. Yeah. But, and I mean, if you know Louis, you're going to know a lot of people. Louis is a pretty well-connected guy. So
I can't wait.
He will hook you up for sure. Let's hear from Tony Gibbs and then Diane. That's all we're going to have time for today.
Yeah, so Tony Gibbs here from All Pro Cleaning. Met with Alan Friedlander. He has virtual offices up in the Gurnee area, as well as in other locations throughout the Chicagoland area. And something we're possibly looking at is continue to expand our sales footprint. So I definitely want to talk with him about that and see where we can help him out. Grow as we grow our business and be able to leverage his services.
I love it. I love it. Very strategic. And then Diane.
Hi, I'm Diane Carbonera, Home Team Inspection Service. Met some great folks, but especially enjoyed meeting Connie Catherine. She is who I need to meet. She is a realtor in the Lake County area in Libertyville. And so it was great. It was a great connection.
I love it. And Diane, that brings up a good point. I think lots of us in BNI realize that the realtor in any group is very important. And you guys are so important to our groups. You refer a lot of people, you know a lot of people, and it's great for you to be in these groups because everybody knows a realtor. Am I right? I'm married to one. Everybody knows a realtor, but to know a trustworthy, quality realtor is gold in your referral network. So I'm glad you guys are all connected.
Absolutely.
Thank you to all the realtors who are on the call today. I love that. Well, good. And like I said, we will be able to save the chat so you can have the contact information of other people. Look around a map, make sure that you are taking advantage of your membership, or as a visitor, if you want to come visit some of these chapters so you can make connections like this too. This is exactly why we're having these events and why BNI exists. Next, let's have some polls, shall we? I want to know your opinion. Our first poll today is just for the members. So if you are a BNI member, I'd like you to either think about or tell me, maybe you know this number off the top of your head. If you are an accountant or a CPA or a numbers person, you probably know this. What % of your business, as you're tracking it, comes from BNI? It might be new business, it might be repeat business, and maybe it's not even just from the members in your chapter, but maybe a visitor came to your chapter and that person introduced you to someone who's brought you new business. We never know. I was at a theater event one time and met someone from BNI, and that's how we did some business together. So it can happen lots of different ways. As we're tracking, BNI is part of a bigger marketing plan you have for your business. So as you're tracking it, you need to know if it's paying off for you. And I see that we have a lot of people all over. This is very typical of what I'm seeing, kind of spread out all over the place. I'll give it just a couple more seconds in case anybody's looking up their QuickBooks real quick to see, or looking in BNI Connect to track their referrals. This is a lot of what we are seeing, up to 25%. And if you are spreading out your marketing dollars in lots of places, that is a very good return. And if you're seeing those 25 to 50% or more than half your business, there are several people on this call, more than half their business is coming from some connection in BNI. That's a powerful, powerful network if you can leverage it for half of your business in any given year. So now I want to hear from our visitors. This is a visitor poll. I want you to think about when you go to some sort of a business networking group, what are you looking for? What are you hoping for? Whether it's a Rotary group, which is service oriented, but we're also connecting, or a BNI group if you're planning on applying, or maybe some other kind of a group that you, Chamber of Commerce. What are you hoping for? We don't set aside time on our calendar and put something on our credit card unless we have some goal for it. And so let's see. And I'm going to guess that maybe a few members might sneak in here too, and that's okay because it's anonymous. Do what you must. But these are all of the reasons people could join a networking group. And I'm wondering if maybe you're even aware of what you're hoping for. Give this just a couple more seconds. This would be the time for me to have some Jeopardy music or something, wouldn't it? You just think about your answers. It's much too early in the morning for me to sing to you. All right, let's see what people are looking for. Not surprising. We want more business. That's why we connect with other people. But also, don't you love this? This business support and resources. You don't have to do it all yourself. You expand your network, and sometimes we want to just be better speakers, hold ourselves accountable, get smarter and get better at what we're doing. So these are all of the things that you're looking for. And I'm guessing these are all the things that our members are also looking for. And so let me ask our members in our last poll, let's just see what BNI has done for you. As you're going through your business and tracking your referrals, going to your chapter meetings, which of these things are better because of BNI? Either someone in your chapter, maybe you had some education on BNI Business Builder, formerly known as BNI University. Getting up in front of a bunch of people every week. I know when I first joined a BNI chapter, we had 60 people in our chapter. And I got much better at concisely saying the kinds of clients we were looking for. All kinds, whatever you're looking for, you might get something else too out of the membership. Just give this a little bit more time. Okay. Let's see what people think here. Now, look at the slightly different. We're looking for referrals and increased revenue, but look what's happening. Your networks are expanding. And because even just in the Northern Illinois BNI region, we have almost 800 members, you really do have quite a big network. So if you're part of a smaller chapter, don't think that you're only limited to the 12 or 15 people in your group. You have a much bigger network, and this is what BNI is doing for you. Also, if you're alone and you need some accountability every week, especially when we're on Zoom so much and you're not really going to see clients, this is a great way to increase your accountability, help you achieve your goals for your business. So good. I'm so glad to see that all of these things are happening. Even though you may have joined for one reason, you are getting other benefits as well. So let's see what else we have for the morning. I say that like I don't know and I didn't create the agenda, which I did. We are going to have an opportunity to hear from each of our chapters who are present today. We have 10 chapters here. They are each going to take about 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, if they're chatty, to tell us when they meet, what are some highlights, what are the categories they're looking to fill, and what's special about their chapter. And then because last week was International Networking Week for BNI. This is something we've been doing for the last 14 or 15 years. We want to take some opportunities to thank people who have helped us be successful. And then 3 of our BNI members are going to talk about what BNI has done for their businesses. And we will wrap it up with some hopefully applicable business points that we can take with us into the rest of the week and into 2021 to make a difference. Let's start with Above and Beyond, and let's hear, look at these 2 big goals for the year. What are you all doing above and beyond?
Good morning, everyone. Our 2 big goals this year are to close 1.5 million in business. Right now, we're up to 478,000 with 189 referrals, 138 one-to-ones. And right now we're at 26 members, but our goal is to be at least 30 members by the end of the year. What's our secret? We got a couple of them. I don't mind, and my chapter and I kind of talked about a lot of these before we came on. Number 1 is we love having good members, but I will say that the key to having a good chapter is having a really good membership team who looks for members not only that are going to pass referrals to existing members, but that we can pass referrals to. You know, we really try to make sure that if we're bringing somebody in, we can add as much value to their business as they can to ours. The second thing is we push one-to-ones. We do regular outings. You know, we do Zoom outings. We'll do face-to-face outings, but we like to get together, not just in casual settings, but we're also starting at power teams again, so we can spend more time getting to know, like, and trust another and pass each other solid referrals.
Look at that. Exactly on time. Michael, thank you so much. That's great. You've covered a lot of the things that all of our chapters are doing to be successful. You can't give business to somebody if you don't know them. And 30 seems to be kind of a magic number for chapters. I don't know if that's why you picked it, but once you get to 30, exponentially more business comes into the chapter and more referrals flow. So good to hear. Above and Beyond, Thursday mornings. That is a place you might want to visit. Arlington.
Good morning. My name is Nathan Garowitz, and I'm on behalf of the Arlington Closers. It's so nice to meet you all. Everything we do is to help provide financial freedom through powerful partnerships. And by the way, I apologize. I'm not going to be rapping for you all this morning as the email suggested. Trust me, it's beneficial for you all. I just wanted to share for myself, I'm a chiropractor in the area. When I first opened my office, I was in 100 square feet in my dad's optometric practice. Because of BNI is how I was able to move my practice into its own space. That's how powerful our group has been for me, even with all of the flux that has happened in the last year. That's the freedom that it's helped provide me, and that's why we love working with more people. And we're really looking for CPAs, real estate appraisals, and investigators. We love working with family legal attorneys, and that's something that many of the members of our group would really benefit from. Additionally, we have very few people in the trades. So if you know tradesmen who want to also have more freedom and get more easy referrals, because we have a huge real estate team in our group, that would be phenomenal for us, because we've just seen over the last year how having our team has allowed each of us to go through these existential shifts in our business that happened in 2020. More of them are on their way. And if we can make that easier for either any of you or any new members to our group, that would make our lives so much more fun. And we want to help all of you guys have a lot more fun and freedom too. So thank you so much. And with that, my group will be very happy. I'm shutting up now.
Thank you so much. I love how you are encapsulating the whole philosophy of BNI, which is giver's gain. It just feels like the right thing to do to help other people succeed. And this group, if Thursday mornings don't work in one group and you want to try this one or try them all as a visitor, then please check these out. This is a nice opportunity here. How about business builders?
Well, good morning. My name is Greg Getz, and today I'd like to introduce our chapter, the BNI Business Builders Schaumburg Hoffman. Our chapter has a really cool story. We meet on Thursday mornings, by the way, at 7:30. Of course, we meet by Zoom right now, but we do meet in Hoffman Estates at the Park District there. But our chapter really has a cool story behind it, in that we are one of the first, if not the first chapter in the Chicagoland region. You know, almost 25 years ago, one of our members and my realtor partner, Maria Novak, was instrumental in bringing Don Morgan and BNI to the Chicagoland region. You know, today, Maria has held her seat at BNI for nearly 25 years, and together we have worked now for 20 years as a team at BNI, with both of us holding the same seat in the same chapter. Recently, we've added some amazing new members to our chapter, including a wonderful non-for-profit in the area. It's represented by Bruna Serb of Wings, which is a program to help fight domestic violence. Also, Stephanie Kaczynski, a personal health care provider, has recently filled that seat as well. What's notable too is that our newest members of our chapter, with the help of existing members, have all completed the BNI passport in record time, maximizing their BNI experience. Our motto for the chapter is building business through better relationships. And although we are a smaller group, we use this to our advantage by providing a more personalized experience to those we serve. Our attendance is regularly at 100%, showing the commitment we have to each other and our chapter. We have a really strong home services team, and we would like to grow our contractor tradesman seats and our business-to-business seats. So if you have a friend, a relative, or an associate in the area looking to join a great team, please invite them to our chapter for a visit. Thank you.
I love that, Greg. Thank you. And I love how often I'm hearing from a lot of chapters that are smaller. They say, but we're small, but don't let that deter you. We're still doing a lot of business. And I think that's great. The size of the group does make a difference, but it doesn't have to be a negative difference. So thank you for bringing that up, Greg. Appreciate that. Business by referrals. We got some fancy slides here.
Uh-oh. Yay. Hey, we're Business by Referrals. We meet in Buffalo Grove or online from 7:30 to 9 o'clock on Fridays. This year, our chapter turns 12. We have 2 of the founding members in attendance today. We have 19 seated members and 1 application in process, and our membership goal is 22 by April 1st. Outside of BNI and business, we are marathon runners, world travelers, dog trainers, jugglers, improv actors, valedictorians, veterans, expert marksmen, adventurous eaters, spelling bee champions, and more. We miss meeting in person in Culver's and our after hours at Pinstripes. David.
Hey, yeah, I'm David. I'm another member of the chapter. A couple things we wanted to share. Referrals passed. Oh, I think we skipped it over. We've got
taking Beth's. There you go.
there we go. So far this year, we've got thank you for closed business of just shy of 300,000. And we are projected to do about 876,000 with a goal of surpassing 1 million. So that gives us a current seat value of about 46,000. So we've got some really expensive seats in our chapter, and we'd love to fill them with a few other people. So if you know some of these professionals, please ask if they can come give us a visit. We're looking for a painter, a massage therapist, a business coach, and a roofer. If you know them, we'd love to meet them. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you, Business by Referrals. If nothing else, just look at their PowerPoint skills that they made, those fancy backgrounds for their Zoom, for the PowerPoint. That alone, I think, merits a visit on a Friday morning. So there you go. All right, how about Dream Builders?
Yep.
You have somebody here from Dream Builders? No?
Yeah, can you see? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
there, now I can. There you are.
All right, I'm with the Dream Builders Group in Joliet, Illinois. My name is Bill Rusinellis. We've been around for about 5 years. I've been a member for 4 of those 5 years. Our founding father of our chapter is with us today. That's Dr. Dan over here, who started this chapter in Joliet about 5 years ago. We have a great group of people. We are small but mighty. Right now, we're about 15 or 16 people in our chapter. One of our goals is to constantly move the arrow up. As you can see, we've gathered today as a group. About half of our members are here in person at Dr. Dan's office. The rest of them are probably on virtually, like most of you are on. Our philosophy is really pretty simple. You know, it's easy to say that we're like family or we are family, but actually we aren't. We're better than that because we're stuck with our families. We choose to spend time together. And that number shows up because our participation in our weekly meetings hovers right around 100% as well. And it's not because we have to, it's because we want to. Because we want to communicate with each other on a daily and weekly basis. In fact, this particular chapter does a lot of social events amongst ourselves. I'm going to go a little over because I started late. Outside of our weekly meeting, we've had bag tournaments, we've had axe throwing tournaments, we've had chili cook-offs, and we even hosted a business after hours as a group. And so we aren't just all about business. This is also a social network for us as well, for us to help build our trust, strength, and our relationships within our group as well as bringing people in. So what I'll say is this, is you know what? Partners in business and in life allow us to grow. And we all need partners, right? But it allows us to grow at a much faster pace with trust, transparency, and accountability. So the one poll that was conducted just a moment ago was how much your business came from BNI. So even if yours was on the lower end of 25% or less, imagine if you didn't have that 25% of business. How would you be doing today, especially over the last year with the pandemic that we all went through? And so in closing, just think of the Bulls during their reign, 6 championship rings with Michael Jordan. He couldn't do it by himself. He had a team or a group of partners to help him accomplish what the Bulls did during their reign in the NBA. And that's exactly what we are. And we don't do it because we have to. We do it because we want to. Dream Builders in Joliet, thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much. Hey, a little bit of extra coffee there. And just in case up north isn't your cup of tea and you want to head down south, now you know you have an option in Joliet. So thank you, Dream Builders. And let's hear from Key Referral Center.
Good morning, everybody. I'm filling in for the president. It's not able to make it here today this morning. And we're going to continue the history lesson because believe it or not, Key Referral Center in McHenry, we meet right now, was launched 10 years ago last month. And believe it or not, we have 25% current members are still with the chapter. So that's awesome for longevity. Here's the chapter text. Come for the meeting, stay for the referrals. Our mission statement is to grow our individual members and respective businesses by providing quality services to our community. We had some great help putting that mission statement together. And I found on our BNI Online over the last 6 months, we've had 10 visitors to our chapters. So we're doing very good on getting some more people to show up to visit. And then lastly, the most important thing of why we actually have this connection is our last 6 months, the Thank You for Closed Business is $45,299 for the entire chapter. We don't have as large a chapter as some of the others out there. Maybe ours is half the size of some of yours. But I will say that it's been great. I've actually not been involved more than a year, less than a year. And they threw me into this role. So as one of our members said, it's voluntold to join. So here we are. So if you can, we want to grow more. So send some folks our way. And I'm out of time. Have a great day.
Thank you, Carl. One of my favorite things is, now that I've seen 5 of these calls, is that sometimes I think whether you're a small chapter or a large chapter, no matter where you are from Joliet up to the Wisconsin border, you all we all do have a tendency to think this is my world. My world is these 15 people, or my world is these 38 people. Instead, now you get to hear as members what other chapters are doing. And I sense that there may be a little competition brewing in some of these, like, oh, you have this much Thank You for Closed Business, game on. I think we'll see you at the end of the year and let's have a little competition. And I would welcome that in the region. Why don't you all just have some competition amongst yourselves? Thanks for the update, Carl. And let's hear from Networkers Plus.
Well, good morning, everyone. All of us at Networkers Plus wish you all a healthy and prosperous 2021. You'll be able to identify our members this morning as we are all wearing Hawaiian or colorful shirts along with our red background. The strength of our large chapter is that we work and play hard together. We enjoy helping each member be successful, and we love having fun along the way. During a year made extremely difficult due to COVID, we still managed to be close to $1 million chapter in 2020. For our visitors, that means we passed referrals that generated over $1 million of total revenue for our members. Question for you is, how big is your sales force today? By joining our group on day 1, you have a sales force of currently 34 members working hard to generate revenue for you. In 2020, our sales force helped each member average over $30,000 of revenue received and sourced from BNI referrals. Jenny, could you flip the slide there, please? So if we can generate close to $1 million in revenue during a year dominated by COVID, imagine what we will be able to do once COVID clears. Our revenue goal for 2021 is $1.5 million. We are 34 members strong currently and looking to grow to 46 by the end of this year. If you're willing to work and play hard, we invite you to join us. We are especially looking for the following categories: promotional products, commercial real estate, life insurance, payroll services, locksmith, hairstylist, banker, painter, handyman, and roofer. Thank you for your time. Have a fantastic week.
I love it. Thank you. And just in case you are a visitor on the call today and you're looking for these categories, what this means is these chapters are strategically trying to fill in their referral teams, and they have business for these people, and they are looking for people in these areas to help bring business to them too, and bring your networks. So this is a great symbiotic relationship. If you're visiting, consider this. And if you are a member, this is a great way for you to be strategic with everybody in your chapter so that you can be getting continually new referrals. North Shore Professionals, yum.
All right, happy Thursday, everybody. My name is Mike Piazza. I'm the president of North Shore Professionals. Before Zoom and a worldwide pandemic, we would meet at the Lake Forest Club in Lake Forest every Thursday morning. And we possibly have the greatest breakfast buffet in all of B&I existence. We're talking unlimited bacon. Our chapter is made up of a great mix of 23 professionals currently from all types of industries. We range from a divorce attorney to a GC. We even have a 6'5" payroll specialist. He's brand new. He's great, by the way. What unites us is that we all strive to help each other's companies grow, and we take pride in each other's accomplishments. We have a very close group. Annually, we are over $1 million, and thank you for closed business and doing great in 2021. During the pandemic, we worked hard to stay connected. Do fun things we've done. We do Zoom game nights. We have power team meetings. We had a Secret Santa gift exchange, which was great, the last meeting of the year. People were surprised. We had set a minimum bar for spending, and people went above and beyond, and just, it was a great way to kick off the holiday season. We understand that we're all in this together, and hopefully that will lead to continued success moving forward. And you know what, the best part of our meeting, and like I always tell people, a lot of groups do a lot of great things. We have unlimited bacon. So prepare to be that kind of meeting in person soon. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. Yes. So vegetarians might want to look at a different option on Thursdays. But if this is appealing to you, then I know my mouth is watering all the way on the other side of the country. So thank you for that, Mike. All right, Referrals Express.
Good morning, Breakfast Clubbers. I am Amy Lynn Lonergan. I'm from Referrals Express in Gurnee. I'm currently on the membership committee. I'm a past president, past vice president, past education coordinator, past event coordinator, past everything. We've done everything. We do everything. We are everything. We meet Thursday mornings at 8:30 a.m. We're looking for event planners, trades members, cleaners. We are the funnest chapter of B&I. You can see us all from our background. This is from an event for Twice as Nice Mother and Child, now known as Keeping Families Covered. And it was taken by the lovely and talented Z of Z Shots. Our motto is success through the strength of our community. What does that mean? I was asked to talk a little bit about how 501c3s can fit into B&I. This year, B&I is offering free membership of one B&I member per chapter. That's a 501c3. So a lot of you might have new members that are the first time being non-for-profits. Well, we've been blessed to have Keeping Families Covered for like 5 years now. And so we're uniquely suited to talk about how B&I adds values to non-for-profits and how the non-for-profits add value to the rest of B&I. First of all, Keeping Family Covered has grown. When they first joined B&I, they were a small storefront. They moved to a warehouse, and they moved to an even bigger warehouse. We've also expanded from doing just a small number of diapers to doing through partners, through doing direct service at mobile diaper pantries, including towing a nice little trailer that's wrapped by our talented graphics company member. Then they also expanded into period supply products and other things as well. Took several years for them to reach their goal of a 1 millionth diaper, but in 2020 they gave out more than just 1 million in just 1 year. The community impact has grown exponentially. They've also helped all of us grow our business. Like I said, they had the graphics company come out. They've had Servbro to come out for deep cleaning. They've had Z Shots for the photography. They've had me for doing their legal services. And they've ordered cookies from the beautiful and talented Liz Barnett from the Mundelein chapter. So it goes across membership boundaries. They've also made connections to the Rotary through Ocean Comfort, Association of Women Attorneys through me. And through Janice means they've connected with Santa Mike. So adding a 501c3 to your chapter might be challenging, but you give us a call. We're happy to help you out. If you have more questions about Keeping Families Covered or our chapter, feel free to reach out. Thanks very much, Jenny.
Thank you, Amy. I love that. This is a new thing for B&I to be offering not-for-profit seats for free in our chapters, but we are hearing chapters like Referrals Express that have had not-for-profits in there because it makes so much sense to partner with businesses. So I'm so glad to hear that little testimonial there, Amy, that it's working well for you for the past several years. And what a great way to leave a legacy, not only in business, but in your community. So that is really encouraging to hear. And we have Referrals Are Us.
Good morning, fellow BNI chapters from Referrals Are Us in Mundelein. What a wonderful opportunity we have today to connect with so many BNI members with similar businesses. All of our chapters have several of the same categories filled, but we have filled a category that no other chapter at this virtual Big Breakfast has done. I know because I checked the roster of each one of you. I had to, so I could say we were the only one. Allow me to introduce to you Al Ladisic of Restorative Acupuncture Wellness. Yes, I said acupuncture. Just last week, Al used his featured presentation to show us the science of waking up the brain to send additional blood flow to the area of the body that needs help. Now, he does this by inserting a small, very small, sterile needle into the trigger part of the body that has the same makeup of the affected area. The brain recognizes this and then sends additional blood flow to help to restore the ailing part. If you'd like to know more about this, Al would love to have a one-on-one with you. Now, there are opportunities for others to be included in our unique chapter. Check out our roster and send those who could benefit with a place among us. They can get their blood flowing in the right places for healthy business, just like we do every Tuesday morning. Helping you grow your business, we are Referrals Are Us in Mundelein. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Joe. What a great final presentation for our chapters. Wow, I want to get my blood flowing in the right direction. I love that. I love it. I love it. All right, so those are the chapters in the area. We would love for you as a visitor to check it out. You can check out all of the rosters. As Joe mentioned, you can check out who is in each chapter, which category, when they meet, get the Zoom links, register to visit. All of that can be found at bnichicagosuburbs.com. So please check that out. There's also a calendar there for different events for all of our members. So we want you to know where that site is because it's a very great resource for you. All righty, now let's transition because last week was International Networking Week. This is something that BNI has done to heighten awareness for all of the networks around us, whether we're aware of them and they're intentional or kind of accidental and incidental. Think about 2020. And I don't want to trigger anybody. I know it was a crazy year, but think about specifically who has helped you be successful. 2020 was a crazy year, and so it might not be the same kind of people who helped you succeed in other years. For example, it might have been a mother-in-law who watched your small children so you could do Zoom calls and stay in business. It might have been people in your BNI chapter. It might have been referral partners from somewhere else or people in your office. It might have been your whole BNI chapter. Put up in the chat who has helped you succeed in 2020, because those are important people. It might be a great opportunity for you to send a card or give a phone call or even a thank you text. And if they're on this call, what a great way to say thank you to them in front of everybody so that they know that you really appreciate them and their efforts. First week of February is always International Networking Week. And because BNI is in over 70 countries around the world, it truly is an international event. And it's great to know that if you're not limited by geography, you really have a network of 250,000 people around the world. So those can keep on coming. While we are thankful for these three people, we are going to hear from Krista, David, and Erica, who are going to tell us a little bit about how BNI has affected their business. And so we are going to start with Krista. We'll go right to Dave and then Erica, and they will each take a little time. And if I didn't get the slides quite right, then let me know, but we'll do our BNI best here. So Krista, we'll start with you.
Okay, do you then have my slides, Jenny? Or do
I don't.
Can I share them?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see how.
I got it.
Okay.
And then from beginning, can you guys see my slides?
Not yet.
Yes, we see all of them.
Oh, wait, okay, wait. Oh, how about now? You still see all of them?
We do.
Ah, shoot, hold on.
If
They
you,
look
if
great
you
though.
Wait, what happened? Oh, technology. Gotta love it.
If you go
How about
to,
that one?
there we go.
Okay, so what have I gained from BNI? So my first point is, oh, what the, what's going on? It's not going from beginning. Okay, this is not what I wanted to do because it's not working the way it's supposed to. Oh, wait, go, okay. It's going the wrong way. That did not go the way it was supposed to go. All right, I'm just going. So what have I gained from BNI by Krista Pwanka? Giver's gain, you may have heard this a couple times, but what does that really mean? So first thing, every meeting, we have a 10-minute presentation where one of the members has a conversation and tells us what we're doing. So I get a hero card. Carl Zegan, he's a financial advisor. He tells me, hey, he can help with taxes and finance, strategically adjusting finances. So I hear my clients say, or I'm looking at their tax return and I'm like, they need to talk to Carl. We need a new plan for them. I hear John Jenkins say, the mortgage rates are really low right now. In fact, this happened yesterday. I looked at my client's Form 1098. I see that they haven't had their mortgage is from 2006. I see their interest. They need to talk to John Jenkins because 2006, they were probably at a different situation. Diana Frisk from the bank says she has a money market account that has a good rate. I have clients who are saving erroneously, by the way, by IRS refunds. They need to go talk to Diana and get a better strategy. Dan Hartwig tells me about a house he has in Crystal Lake. I talk to my client and they say, oh, I need a different school system, school district. We need to change things. I tell them they need to talk to Dan. Andy has given a presentation about floods. Do you know there are different kinds of floods? I had no idea. But I have a client who starts complaining about why their homeowner's insurance won't cover the flood damage in their basement. Guess what? They need to talk to Andy because they have the wrong type of flood insurance. Don, just last week, was telling us about how there's this new life insurance policy he has. Well, it's new to me, that teenagers can get a life insurance policy that as they grow up and their life gets more, value, they can just start adding on to their insurance policy without having to go through another health insurance screening. Mike Alberts is a real estate attorney. He tells us that he can do a quitclaim deed. It's relatively easy. Again, recently, I had a client tell me they inherited their parents' house. So they need to talk to Mike to get that deed transferred over so that I can give them the Illinois tax credit. All these give me a hero card. You need a hero card too. Additionally, as a CPA, I have to do 40 hours of continuing education every single year. So I get 6 minutes at every single meeting of education, and then I get my 10 minutes. Total value for me, because my average cost per hour is $150. I get a $2,080 value from BNI. Then there are more hours I can add to it, making my business better by books, webinars, podcasts, you name it. The BNI University is everything. By the way, I went to a webinar and learned how to do good PowerPoint presentations, not necessarily how to put them on and share them, but I think my screens are a little bit better than they were before. Now, the real question, what are you losing out on every day? And thank you. And oh, for you BNI people, you know what I just did with Giver's Gain, right?
Woo-hoo. Wow, that was something. Thank you, Krista. Well, we talked about how fast each of those slides would have to be, and you did it. Good job. All right, let's hear from Dave Wilkerson. Oh, Dave.
I know he's there because I saw his face.
Yeah, maybe you're on mute.
There we go. Can you all hear me now?
There you go.
All right, fantastic. So Dave Wilkerson, eXp Realty, reminds me about a story of kind of the history of how I got here and where I came from. So been a member of this chapter, BNI Referrals Express up in Gurnee for about 8 years. I've been the mentor, visitor host, growth coordinator, not the speaker, and a president for a couple of years. So it really gave me a lot of opportunity to learn about different people's businesses, leadership roles, and things like that. Just kind of to tell you where I'm at now, my 3-year running average is I give out about 40 referrals a year, which results in about 55,000 a year in thank you for closed business. And on the other side, I receive about 20 referrals a year, which is about 60,000 a year. So that kind of, to the survey question, is about 25 to 35% of my business, which is kind of nice having that consistent pillar. And it's just for having breakfast with some friends every week. So it's a great opportunity. But what's really important about today is why a lot of the visitors are here is the value of BNI and the role it could take in your business. Originally, I was invited by my chiropractor. I was just a customer of his for about 2 years. He knew my business. Our spot was opening up, so he invited me in. I had no idea what BNI was or what the 3 letters even stood for, but I went and checked it out. So many of you might be in that right now. It was a great group of people. We had pancakes at IHOP, and it was kind of fun, formal, casual environment. Thought it was kind of neat. I liked the education and I liked the structure of it. And I knew my position was crazy competitive. So I just joined right then and there with blind faith. At the time, I was newly transitioning to being a full-time agent. So my business was happenstance. I just kind of fell into it here and there. And I saw this as a way to have some kind of consistency, and it turned out to be that. Through the years, I've learned how to communicate better, aside from stumbling over the previous words we had earlier. And more effectively with my 60-second every week practice. I have some scripted ones, but I love playing off the room. So it's helped me with some improv as far as asking for different referrals depending on what somebody else said in the chapter that day. And on the 10-minute, I learned that I always try to pack 20 minutes information into 10 minutes. So it's taught me to minimize that. So for you that some of you that might have issues with public speaking, it's a great opportunity to practice in front of a friendly crowd. I've increased my repeat business and outside referral business, not just from BNI, but how BNI has taught me to ask for referrals on the giver's gain aspect of things. I have a trusted vendor network now of my 20 plus members. So my clients will come back to me and say, hey, do you know a roofer? Do you have this? Do you have that? And it allows me to have more client touches every year without having to just, solicit for my business. It's not always about me and my business. It's how can I help the clients? And then they'll actually refer me to people because, hey, Dave knows a guy. You got a problem with plumbing? Call my guy, Dave. So I've turned into their reference, which has also got me a lot more business outside of BNI. I talked about increasing client touches. Let's see. And it's great having a group of vendors. Like I'll call my attorney on a Saturday or Sunday and get some legal advice. Not that she loves that, but I do it every once in a while. It's great having people that will allow you to talk business after hours, even though we do have a lot of fun, but it shows power, especially my business is a lot of Saturday and Sundays. If I can call people and get answers while I'm with them, it just gives me more clout with that client. I've learned to lead and guide entrepreneurs. As we all know in BNI, any chapter, adults can be like children, or it's fun. Being the VP and the president, you kind of learn how to deal with problems, and that helps you with your business as well. And through the opportunities that BNI has presented to me, that keeping family covered, I'm in that chapter. It's allowed me to learn. I became a board member of that. I never knew I was going to be a board member on anything. That's given me a lot more education, a lot more opportunity, and then also increased business because of the network that has given me. So in short, I got 30 seconds. We all know the phrase, your network is your net worth. So if you want to be able to increase your network by 15 to 30 people just by joining BNI, it's a no-brainer. And I just want to finish up by everybody kind of I like interaction. Take your finger and point to your right side of your screen. I want to see people are listening. This is like a test and a helping thing. Point to that person on your right and then look at them and say, I want to do business with you, or how can I help you? BNI, giver's gain, guys.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Dave. So many benefits. Wow, you listed a lot in 5 minutes. That was impressive. Thanks. All right, Erica, bring us home.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Erica Finney. I am with Business Builders in Hoffman Estates, and it is clear that Krista and Dave have been part of this organization for so long. Krista, I loved your presentation. Like, what a great opportunity to introduce your entire chapter. So it's going to be clear that I am a newer member because I do not have that. But I did want to talk about, because I am a newer member, I've only been part of BNI for 6 months. And I have learned so much. I've learned so much today and have met such amazing people. I've learned that when you show up every week, you gain trust. When you take the time out of your group to meet on one-on-ones, you learn more about them individually, and you learn how to send them business. You ask for things that people talk about that you could potentially be listening for. So when you do hear something like, oh yes, like Krista was saying, call Greg Getz at Stearns Lending, call Maria Novak at RE/MAX, she'll help you buy a house. When you dedicate the time to the incredible knowledge that is available on BNIU, I have been in business development and marketing for 10 years. It is such a great refresh, and there's new content. I'm part of our social media strategy for my group, and I learned so much by taking a crash course on social media and just all that you can gain from it, and soliciting new members and just promoting your own business. I really like that BNI, you only have 1 seat per profession. So you are really getting that one-on-one time with each power partner that you have, and really learning how to generate business for one another. I joined Business Builders because I am a mom. I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to a lot of organizations, but I'm looking for trustworthy people, for honest people, for integrity. And from the first meeting with my group, I felt all of that. And hearing stories about how long people have had seats in our group and are still getting business from people that are no longer members of our group, I think just speaks volumes about our group and just the integrity and honesty. And that's what I'm looking for. So I've really liked being part of my group. And not only that, so again, only in 6 months, 13% of my sales for what I've brought in with my company has been from my group, and referrals have increased 25%, which is huge in 6 months during COVID. And I also had a baby during that time, so I was gone for 8 weeks. So again, return on my investment has been exponential. And again, just the opportunities that are available to you, what you give, you get. Givers gain. Truly believe in that. The knowledge available in BNIU, it's a great resource. Increased revenue for your business. And I just love the energy of everybody that I'm meeting. I hate that we all meet at the same time on Thursdays, because I want to come and visit all of you. And now I don't know, I might have to make an exception for the bacon. Don't tell anybody. Oh, they're listening. So, but no, thank you so much, everybody. Like, this has been such a great experience. And I hope to bring on some more new members for our chapter.
Thank you so much, all 3 of you, covering various aspects, all from different chapters, and telling how BNI's not only helped their businesses, but also them to grow as professionals. I love that. I love the energy that's growing in this region of the last year or so that I have known all of you. I feel like you are poised for great things in your businesses, and I'm so glad that BNI gets to be a front row participant in all of that. Now I want you to be thinking about your business in terms of the things that Krista and Dave and Erica have shared with us. What would you say right now is the biggest challenge facing your business? It might be something that you heard one of the testimonials mention. It might be something that's industry specific, or maybe it's a skill that you know if you were better, it would make a difference in your business. Put that in the chat or think about it, write it down. We're going to have another little workshop-y moment in just a few minutes, but I want you to think about what it would be like to have a network of people who supported you and who were dedicated to helping you meet your goals. How would that kind of a group help you meet that challenge in your business? And I want to talk briefly about this book, which I read last year, and maybe some of you have read it, or there's a documentary also that you may have seen. The Boys in the Boat is close to home here in Washington. This is the story of the University of Washington rowing team who went to the 1936 Olympics and won the gold medal. I know the cover says it's their quest, and here's a little spoiler, they win. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have written a book about them, as impressive as it is. But I love this story for lots of reasons. It's inspirational. These 9 boys, I call them boys because the older I get, the more young people become children. And so these college students, there were, you know, a rowing team has 4 rowing on each side, and they're alternating. And then they have the coxswain up at the beginning, at the front of the boat, yelling out how many strokes per minute and steering them to victory. And so I wanted us to spend a little bit of time as we wrap up our event today, thinking about some business lessons and some life lessons that we can take away from this. And then we're going to wrap up with some practical things. I'm going to give you a moment to write down some goals and some next steps that you'll implement, because it's probably for some of you been drinking from a fire hose today. Lots and lots of new information. One of the first things that I noticed, and I love about an analogy of a rowing team or any kind of a team, if you like sports, I know we heard about the Bulls earlier today. All of these young men who came to this team that won gold in 1936 came from a variety of backgrounds. Some were farmers, and they brought a lot of strength because they had been plowing and chopping wood. Some were city kids. Some came from far away across the country. Some were right here in the Seattle area, and they stayed close to home. And while some of them studied education, others wanted to be lawyers, or they studied business or engineering, they all brought their own backgrounds, their own expertise, their experience, and that was part of the contribution they made to the whole group. BNI is like this, and you are probably part of other groups that may be like this, whether you're in a mastermind or if you're in a BNI chapter or a chamber of commerce. When people come with a variety of expertise and backgrounds, it helps everybody become better at something. And so one of the things I think you mentioned, Erica, is that there's one person in each category, and you have access to multiple chapters, but in your own chapter, by eliminating that competition, I am only going to think of one person when it comes to digital marketing. I'm only going to think of one person when I need someone to fix my roof. And so we all come together and bring our areas of expertise, whether it's you know a lot about social media, or you're great at contracts, or you're a numbers person. We all help each other in these chapters, and then we can achieve more together because we contribute what we bring to the group. The other thing is not by any stretch a new analogy. I'm not the first person to come up with this by any means, that when everybody is pulling in the same direction, we have a kind of an accountability. My individual contribution is something to the whole, and we are all moving in the same direction. And accountability is one of the core values for BNI, and it means I will do what I say I'm going to do. You will do what you say you're going to do. And when we show up week after week and we're helping each other meet our goals, that accountability contributes to something bigger. And we have ways of measuring this in BNI. Some people like, some people don't. But when we have what we call every month our Power of One report, this is a way of us being accountable to the group to say, I said that I would show up every week. I said that I would be intentional about introducing you to new referral partners, and I want to bring visitors to this group, and these are my individual contributions. And then we look at something called the traffic lights report, and that is the evidence of what the chapter is doing all together with those individual contributions. So you bring what you have, everybody pulls together and achieves the goals, which brings me to one of my favorite core values, recognition, because it feels like the party core value. And I love this. And the scene in the book that's described is when the boys finish the race and the representative from the Olympic Committee comes and puts the big wreath around the neck of the coxswain at the front of the boat. These kids are 19, 20 years old. They just won a gold medal. And this kid kind of looks around and he smiles and doesn't know what to do. And so he turns around, he takes this thing off his neck and he puts it on the neck of the kid who's behind him. And everybody kind of laughs and that kid enjoys it. They're all grinning, as you can imagine, they're so excited. He takes it off his neck, turns around, and so on until all 9 of these boys have had a few seconds to relish the victory and to share in the recognition. And that, to me, is such a beautiful and encouraging picture. It's also very dramatic because they just won a gold medal. So it doesn't always go that way, But when we recognize the achievements of individuals and when we meet our goals together, you heard several of the chapters today talk about these were our goals for the year. This is our mission. This is our vision. Just like having a business plan, these groups are working together to help each member achieve their business goals and hold each other accountable. And then we get to celebrate, because what we recognize, we get more of. And so it's an encouraging way to move the group forward. My background is in education. I was a French teacher. I taught high school, French and English, and I loved it. I loved the subject area. I loved the kids, and that was my background. That's all I knew how to do, was conjugate verbs and write dialogues for kids to work out in their class. In my late 40s, I started a business. I didn't have a clue what to do. I didn't know how to come up with a business plan. QuickBooks made me cry the first time I tried to use it. I didn't know where to even begin because my background wasn't in business. I didn't know what ROI stood for or KPI or any of the things that business people do because I didn't have to market except to say, you should take French, it's better than Spanish. That was my opinion, obviously. But then somebody I was working with introduced me to a BNI chapter, and it was a big chapter, so we had lots of backgrounds. There were 50 people in that chapter, and I found somebody to design a website for me. I found someone who could help me get business cards designed, someone who helped me with a logo. I found a bookkeeper, so QuickBooks didn't make me cry anymore. I found all of these people in a network, and then, you know what they did? They introduced me to people to keep my business running. So I found this great group of people. They all had a variety of expertise. I didn't know how to do any of the things except communicate because my thing was words. I needed people who did numbers and who did visuals and did all of these things. And I found them in this group. Then they introduced me to the people who would keep me in business. I only joined my chapter in my new business so I could be in front of one person. And my business was as a speaker, an MC, and an auctioneer. And I needed to be in front of nonprofit clients and board members. So when they had their fundraisers, they would remember Jenny Butts does this, Jenny Butts does this. And so I joined my first year just to be in front of that one person because she owned a nonprofit fundraising company. That was very strategic for me. And I was only in business because she introduced me to the right people that first year. They also showed me how to use all the things I didn't know how to use. I'm embarrassed to say I was in my late 40s before I even opened an Excel spreadsheet because I am that old and I didn't need one because I was doing words. I didn't need numbers. I didn't need formulas. So I learned so much in my BNI chapter. And then the best part for me being an extrovert is I didn't have to do it by myself. I didn't have to figure it out. I didn't have to poke around websites. This group saved me a lot of time, energy, and tears because they helped me find the things that I needed to find. So this is the epitome of giver's gain. And this is what you've heard several times today. It really is connected to maybe somebody you've heard of, Zig Ziglar, who says, well, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. And that is the epitome of BNI. It feels good. It feels like the right thing to do to help other people succeed. And lo and behold, we end up getting the things we want when we work with each other for each other. And I know that you've heard that story over and over today with the people who are members of our chapters. So what I want you to do now is I'm going to give you 30 seconds and I want you to write down, you can do it in the chat. You can, maybe you have a Word document open on your laptop. Maybe you just have a scrap piece of paper. Write down one thing you'll do, maybe today, maybe next week, but put it on soon. What will you do to incorporate something you've learned today? Because we know if we write things down, we're more than 40% more likely to do what it is we say we're going to do. So either tell another person or write it down. What's one thing you'll take away from today and implement it to improve your business? I will give you 30 seconds. All right, that should change your business completely. Those 30 seconds. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so that could be for any of you, member or visitor, what's happening next. One very specific thing I'd like to cover for our visitors is what might be next for you in business. And I know that we had a couple of people who had to come and go and pick up kids from school. So I'm wondering, Michael Weinstein, did you get back from what you had to do this morning and you've rejoined us or not yet?
I'm here.
Hooray! Then let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to Michael Weinstein.
Hi, everybody. So I'll be talking with the visitors a little bit after the meeting here to get their thoughts on this virtual big breakfast and BNI and go over some of the benefits of BNI. And thank you to all everybody on this call here for sharing your testimonials and providing feedback on how BNI has impacted your business and also impacted your life as well.
Actually, we could kind of just go through this right now because we have this great trick with a QR code. We are really hoping that you all made some connections today. And so you can see, because I love starting things with the same letter, that you certainly will have gotten some resources and hopefully it's made some connections for referrals. And we're going to recognize all of the efforts in our chapters, and we would love for you to see what a real chapter meeting is like. This is a fun version. It's a different kind of fun, like on a Thursday morning. And so we created this pretty cool code. And members, you can try this too, because I don't know that we've done this in any chapters yet, but we might try it. We have this QR code. If you turn on the camera of your phone, you don't even need to take a picture of it. Just hold it up to this QR code and you'll be taken to a link. And if you want any answers, if you want to connect with people, if you want to find a chapter to visit, if you don't remember all of these, this will connect you right to our chapter placement team. And you will be able to find out about an application, have your questions answered, visit a chapter, and pretty quick little thing. We just wanted you to know where to go, because sometimes people say, well, how do I find out more? This was a lot of fun, but 150 people or 120 people is not what a BNI meeting is about here in the US. There are chapters of 100 people in Denver, and we have chapters of even more than that in India, but not so much in Northern Illinois. So please take advantage of that. The last thing that we want everybody to do is to have a group photo. Now, this might take a few screenshots, as you may guess, because we have still 120 people here. So I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, probably 5 or 6 times. So you're going to fix your hair, take your glasses off, pinch your cheeks, do what you need to do some screenshots, because you're going to be this big somewhere. So we're going to take some screenshots because we want to remember this moment forever. I can't even imagine how great it's going to be to have about 25 of these from all the calls that we've had. So I'm going to give our first one. You don't know which one you're going to be on, so you can try 5 or 6 different poses. Give me a little thumbs up and a gun, give me a smile, whatever you're going to do. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, there's the first one. 3, 2, 1. I love it. I love how happy everybody seems. It's early. It's not even light out here yet. All right, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And oops, I don't want this here.
Sun has been up quite a while over here, Jenny.
Yeah, you're just bragging. I got this.
We also have a ton of snow, so what little sun there is, it bounces.
All right, I got somehow something else popped up on my screen. I didn't mean that to happen. There we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Great. 3, 2, 1. Love it, love it. There's still more people. How's this happen? This is the last one. 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I'm at a wedding.
I know. Well, see, if you turned off your camera, you were in that last one, just so you know. Your name is on there, but not your face. All righty. So this was the official end of our first campaign. So let's end it on a positive note. The African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. if you want to go far, go together. And that is another way of saying givers gain. And it's what we're about in BNI. Look at this. I'm giving you 4 minutes of your day back that you didn't think you've had. It's a gift that keeps on giving. I wish you much success. We will be sending a follow-up email to you. Visitors, if you have questions, we will send a link to that QR code so that you can follow up with that. And members, we encourage you to do some follow-up activities, and I'll give you some suggestions in the follow-up email later. And you'll also be getting a survey. So let us know what you thought and how we can make this better next year for International Networking Week. Hopefully in person. And I'll get on a plane and I'll come out and meet all of you face to face. Have a great, great week, everybody. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye.
Yeah, Jenny.
Thanks, Jenny. Wonderful job. Great presentation for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Take care. Take care, everyone. See ya.
Great
Good job.
Chris.
Good job, Referrals Express.
Yay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Good job, Amy.
Good job, Jenny.
Thanks. This was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. I had a good time.
Good, good. I think 5 in 2 weeks is maybe more than I needed to do, but
Well, just think about it. It's only